today's mobility class. My name is Chris. I'm a fitness professional down here in Houston, Texas. Today, I'm going to be leading us through 20 minutes of mobility work. But before we get started, if you take a look at your screen, you'll see that we do have that Cube Fit Summer Series. This started this week. It's going to go from July 14th, so this past Monday, through July 25th. And it's where you'll be challenged to stick to your workout routine with different classes highlighted each week. By the way, my core class later today will be one of those classes. So keep an eye out for that and join in on that, as well as we have that strength training webinar series started today. Was the first one. We got two more installations, and those will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube as well. So if you missed it, they will be available, as well as that cooking demo that happened yesterday. Actually was amazing. So if you missed that, go find that recording to learn how to make that avocado toast 3 ways. Jenny crushed it on that yesterday. Okay, let me stop sharing. Let me highlight myself here. Highlight, spotlight, whatever the right word is. You know what I mean. Okay, so all we're gonna need today is a mat. Let me lower this a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and kick off my shoes. Not mandatory. I just like to let my feet be mobile when I'm working on mobility here. Okay, so use the wall, use a chair, use your balance if it's better than mine. We're gonna start with heel rockers. All right, so we're gonna rock up on our heels, really pulling those toes up. I don't know if my feet are blending in with the floor. Pulling those toes up, really stretching out the calf, and then we're gonna go up on our toes, flexing the calf. All right. I like to use the wall just to make sure I don't fall over. Because, like the name would suggest, heel rockers, you start to rock, and then it's easy to lose control of sometimes. Just gonna get those mobilized and warmed up. If you want to get a little deeper into that heel rocking motion, you can shoot the hips back and bring those toes up a little deeper into that. All right. We're gonna actually go down into a toe touch here. So let the palms slide down the front of the legs, feet about shoulder width apart, whatever your natural stance is. Keep the legs relatively straight. I'm letting my head and my shoulders hang, really just kind of trying to release that low back. The glutes, the hamstrings is what I'm feeling more than anything right here. Just gonna hang here for a moment. We're actually gonna sway side to side once we get down here. Trying to fall a little deeper into the stretch. Okay. Now, leaving those legs relatively straight, we're going to stop swaying. I'm actually going to place my hands on my hips here, and I'm just going to bend one knee and straighten the other leg out, and then vice versa. Go back and forth, really dropping the hip on either side, getting a little more stretch in the back of that leg there, as well as start to wake up those hips a little bit. All right, go back to that neutral stance there. We're going to raise up to the top nice and slow. Shake those legs out a little bit. We showed a lot of love to the back of the leg. We're going to move to the front now. So I'm going to pick my knee up, actually grab the front of my ankle and pull my heel to my glute. If you feel like it's not enough of a stretch, like right here, I'm okay. I want to add a forward lean. Leave that heel in contact with the glute and add a forward lean here, pulling that leg back. When I get about right here is where I feel it. You might need to go a little deeper than I am. We're really just trying to open up and loosen up the front of that leg. And in case you haven't noticed, this one takes a little bit of balance too. So you see me using the wall here. We'll go ahead and spin around. Same thing on the other side here. Nice and controlled. Get into this position up top at first, pulling that heel to that glute. And if you need to get further into it, that forward lean here. and I don't have that great balance. Almost fell over. Okay. And release. We're actually going to jump from the legs up to the upper body here. I know we're working at a desk all day, working at our computers. Our shoulders tend to be here, nice and round. So what I want to focus on here, standing nice and tall, pull those shoulders back, right? Now, once they're in this position, hands hanging down by the side, I want to bring them slowly up to the top. I'm going to lower it down to my knees just so you can see what my hands are doing, all right? So hands up top, and then when I'm bringing them back down, my palms are going to naturally rotate towards the floor. They get a little bit lower. They're going to naturally rotate facing behind me. Place the back of your hands on that low back. Pull those elbows back. Open that chest up. And release. I'm going to do that a couple of times here. Nice and controlled. I want to hold at the top for a second and let that lat stretch out. Let that shoulder stretch out. Nice and slow. Hands naturally rotate. Hands in low back, elbows back, open the chest up. Knees back. Reach up nice and tall. I want you to, when you're up here at the top right now, I want you to try to like push the ceiling away. All right. So I want a nice stretch in those lats here, that upper outer muscle of that back. Hey, now open it up. Let them come down. Naturally rotate to the back. Elbows to the low, hands to the low back. Elbows back. Elbows to the low back would be crazy. Okay, and release. You can shake that out if you need to. We're actually going to move into a kneeling position here on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my right leg forward, my left leg down. Okay, so I'm placing my foot slightly ahead of my knee here, and this knee directly below my hip. Push down and forward, hips down and forward, keeping the upper body upright here. Once I get in this position, I'm going to rotate towards my front leg. So using my left arm on the outside of my leg to add some torque here. With a little extra stretch, kick this arm out behind you to open that pec up a little bit more. Wow. Okay, release. Keep the hips down and forward. I'm actually just going to rotate so you guys have a better view of what I'm doing here. So keep the hips down and forward. Now I'm going to take my off hand. So like the right knee is forward, left hand coming up and over. Again, body staying upright, just flexing to the side. So I'm not here. I'm still staying upright, just coming directly laterally. And release. We're going to get the back of this front leg here. So I prefer to have my toes tucked like this. Shift that weight back. Extend that leg out in front of you. Really get a deep stretch in that calf and hamstring here. And I feel my low back starting to release a little bit even. If you can get to those toes, get there and pull them towards you. If not, just grab that leg as far as you can reach. These, we're going to set up the same way on the other side here. Whew. Remember, this foot is slightly ahead of this knee. This knee is down directly below this hip. So we get there, keep that body upright, push those hips down and forward, driving that knee directly out over the toes. Rotate towards that front leg. Kick that arm out behind you if you want. You may notice you're moving to one side a little easier than the other. I certainly rotate to the right better than I rotate to the left. So my mobility is a little more limited on my left side for whatever reason. Release, keep the hips down and forward. Again, overhead reach here, flexing the lateral side. Keep those hips down and forward, really stretching from like your armpit all the way down to the lateral muscles here, even into your hip flexor. Release. Shift that weight back this time. Remember, you can keep your toes tucked or flat, whatever you prefer. I prefer them tucked. Ooh, this leg's a lot tighter. You can get to those toes, pull them to you. Okay, release. We're actually going to drop down into an all fours position here. Take those shoulders out if you need to. So we hit legs, we hit a little bit of the upper body here. We're really gonna focus on the back here, really the mid back, all right? So all fours position, knees below the hips, hands slightly ahead of the shoulders. I have them about even with my head here. What I'm gonna do is go into a cow position. So I'm gonna drop my belly down to the floor, pushing my hips out and back, getting a nice exaggerated arch in my back, even trying to look up to the sky. What I feel my hands doing here is as I do this, I feel like I'm trying to stretch the ground up between my hands and my knees. And then as I transfer into cat, I tuck my chin. I tuck my pelvis under. I shoot my spine up towards the sky, trying to get an exaggerated rounding of the back. And with my hands and knees, I'm doing the opposite. I'm trying to pull the floor apart. I find that helps me get into this position a little bit better here. Back to cow, nice and slow. Keep breathing through this. One more time. And cat. Okay. Woo. That one feels sneaky good. All right, so we're gonna stay in an all fours position. We're gonna add a little bit of rotation. We're gonna stay focused on the spine here. Drop this a little bit. Focus on the spine with a little bit of shoulder mobility here. All right, so stay all fours. I'm gonna take my right hand, reach it through my left knee and left hand, and drop that elbow. And if I can get that shoulder down to the mat there. Hang out here for a moment, let that back open up a little bit. Now, following this hand with your eyes, we're going to open it up, sweep it up to the sky. And again, I'm following this hand with my eyes. Let's feed it back through. Nice and controlled here. And open it up. And last time, feed it on through. Ooh, yeah, that's the ticket right there. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side here. So go back into that all fours position, try to get as neutral as possible, and then go ahead and feed that left arm through. Drop that elbow down, get that shoulder down if you can. Keep breathing. And open it up. Follow that hand with your eyes. Yeah, I'm rotating this way a little bit worse than the other way. All right. Feed it back through. This is why we work on both sides independently. We're trying to build some of that balance. And open it back up. Feed it through one more time. Let's make this last rotation the best one we got so far. And open it back up. Let's try to open it all the way. There we go. Ah, release. Ooh, you can shake those shoulders out. Roll those shoulders if you need to. We're gonna actually go to the hips now. I'm gonna warm up the hips, open up, mobilize the hips, if you will. I'm gonna actually be facing up so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna do adductors. All right, so I'm gonna do an adduction, which is stay all fours here, neutral position, and I'm just gonna open it up and bring it back. All right, I'm going just directly laterally and then bringing it back down. No circles, nothing like that. Nice and easy. All right, so open it up, bring it back, staying on all fours between reps. All right, because I guess when you're right here, you're on three. There we go. We're gonna do that right side a handful of times here. There we go. I'm tilting my body a lot. I'm gonna try not to tilt my body and just open that hip up. Okay. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side here. All right. So whatever leg you just were working, do the other one. Exact same move. Keep breathing here. There we go. We're gonna go back to the right leg now, but instead of opening it up, I'm gonna kick it back. So what this is gonna look like is my left knee is gonna stay planted. I'm going to kick my leg back as far as I can, right? So I'm not coming up because I don't want to arch my back excessively. So I'm keeping my head down. And when I kick it up here, you should feel the glute on the leg that you're kicking working to get that leg up there, right? So kick out and back, and then bring it back in. Nice and controlled here. Let's rep here. Back we do the other side now. Same thing. Hip extensions. All right. So we did some abductions and now we're doing extensions of the hip. Same muscle group, different muscles getting worked. Let's finish up that last rep here. Okay. And one of my favorite moves, we're going to move into a seated position. All right, we're gonna give the back a little bit more love here. I know we sit at a desk all day. The hamstrings, the hips, and the back gets really tight, right? So that's why I try to focus on those a lot. Okay, so popping the feet straight out in front of us. I'm gonna go ahead and take my right leg up and over. The foot placement is right outside of the knee here. And then I'm going to rotate towards this leg. So I'm gonna take my left elbow on the outside of the right knee and lean back on my right hand, really focusing on keeping that hip squared forward while your shoulders are rotating to the right, getting a nice rotation through the thoracic spine. There we go. Same thing on the other side here. Okay. And release. We're going to switch over to all fours one more time. And it's just a transition to the feet in a very specific way, all right? So leaving your hands in contact with the ground as long as you can. Let's go ahead and pick that right foot up. Now we're getting to the left. I'm going to slowly straighten those legs out, keeping the hands in contact with the floor as long as I can. Once they get all the way straight, I'm going to drag my feet, not my feet, I'm going to drag my hands up and over my toes, my feet. I'm going to slowly straighten my legs out, push my hips forward. That's what's raising my upper body up, dragging my hands up over the knees, the thighs, head and shoulders still hanging. Coming up nice and tall, pushing the hips all the way forward, activating those glutes, pulling those shoulders back, chin up. We're going to take a nice deep breath. Release. And then that's all I got for us today in mobility. Thank y'all for joining me. Again, I need this just as much as y'all do. So thank y'all for joining me today.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Chris. That was great.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.